Welcome back to World Motorsport Rallying now. Let's head off to Sweden with the Peugeot coordinators.
Well, after 24 hours of travelling, we're here in Sweden. 17 hours on a boat and over 7 hours driving across all sorts of terrain. We're in a mountain village in Sweden where normally we'd be skiing. However, we're bringing rally cars, and the first job we have to do is fit up the brand new studded winter tyres.
That's right, and the reason for the studded tyres is because we're practicing with the rally drivers on ice lakes. Our friend Håkan Eriksson, the ex-Peugeot Works rally driver, is helping us out here and has provided a superb course for us to drive on. For day one, really it's all about the guys getting out there, being enthusiastic, learning new skills. Of course, nobody's experienced these conditions before. We look for a comprehensive debriefing at the end of day one, but the main thing is just enjoyment, fun, and seeing where the limits of the cars are.
Yes, indeed, and a bit of fun, Kevin, getting the snowballs along with Pat there.
Very good.
So, I'm pleased to say I've been joined here by Kev Ferber, who's going to talk us through this year's 1900 Quaifback Peugeot Championship. We also have some of Pat Flynn's 1600 boys out here in Sweden. This is very, very valuable for these boys, learning to drive on a frozen lake here, Kev.
Yeah, exactly, Andrew. I mean, you just can't beat these conditions for driver training. You can see there Alex Evans in his silver 205. I mean, even at these very slow speeds, with studded tyres on the car, incredibly slippy, and that's what the boys gain from. It is so slippy, it's unrivaled as far as an environment's concerned. And here we see Pat Flynn trying to run faster than the car can set off, and you can just imagine how difficult it is for the drivers when they're dealing with such slippy conditions.
And Dominic Hodge there, finding out how much grip he's got on the studded tyres. Not enough, obviously. And, oh dear, he bangs on the steering wheel. A lot of frustration there, but, you know, he's learning a very valuable lesson here.
Well, that's all right. I mean, Dominic Hodge is gamekeeper come poacher now. He's our actual championship scrutineer, but he's decided after 15 years of being a scrutineer, looking at the organisational side of rallying, he's turned his hand to driving, and he's competing for the very first time in a rally car, and he's out there to put some practice in, just like Stephen Davis, as we see here. Stephen Davis has been competing from 1600s to 1900s. He's experienced, along with Tom Curtis there in the black 205. Young Tom, 22, sharing the drive with Dominic Hodge. That's Kit Lee, co-driven by his father.
And there's somebody with terminal understeer, one of your Scottish competitors, because there is a separate 205 championship in Scotland, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. The ECOS Scottish Championship, set up as a copycat championship, which we're delighted to support. We do support the other 205 championships. We've got one in Ireland, one in Scotland, and even one in Holland.
Now, here's a more modern Peugeot.
Actually, this is Simon Moore, and he's taken his prize drive for winning the last year of the 1.9 scholarship in his 205, and this is his very first chance in a 206 Cup car.
Yeah, the slalom course, feel and grip. And meanwhile, Pat Flynn can fill us in on who's been going quickly and showing their ice paces.
Simon Moore is looking really quick. What time's he doing?
2:29, different line.
Totally different line. You saw him in that corner, and look how smooth he is here. He's right on it. Perfect.
Definitely improving.
Yeah, excellent. What time was that time?
2:30.2.
2:30.2. Always improving. Excellent.
What I want you to do now is just go out there, concentrate on left foot braking, see how far sideways you can get the car without losing control, but more than anything, just feel the balance of the car, especially with the brakes. Look at the balance.
This is a unique environment out here on the ice lake, absolutely superb. Myself and Pat Flynn have been professional instructors for over 15 years, and to give the guys the opportunity to go lap after lap after lap and still be learning each time they drive around is really a superb
Next
thing.
Environment is special stage 2 here on the lake. I want you to really, really concentrate, just focus on the steering.
Okay.
And this is against the clock as well. I mean, in the end, rallying is against the clock.
Absolutely critical. We believe as professional instructors you need to be against the clock in every possible condition. It really does focus the mind.
The guys were wondering actually just how thick is the ice, because earlier on today we heard a lot of cracking coming from the ice. Can you explain this?
It's about 50 centimeters thick, and the cracks it's usually does that when you have a couple degrees cold. than the cracks in the ice. But it's building and it's stronger for each crack.
So it's only that deep in
Yep.
ice. Do the cars or tractors ever fall through?
It happens.
It happens.
We have one truck lying over there, but you don't see it. It's about 12 meters deep there.
A truck?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
We were out plowing and we had this truck instead for the tractor because it took so long time to plow up all the snow. So my brother thought I think it will go well, but it didn't.
So Roger, in the early winter, how do you know when the lake is safe to drive on?
It's easy. I send out my wife, and if she comes back, it's okay.
He really is a joker, that guy. Well, and showing some sideways skills in the tractor. Interesting stuff here up in Sweden, and all the boys getting an awful lot from that. And here's a youngster, certainly is learning, an 18-year-old at the wheel.
Oh, superb. This is it, the ultimate. A proper forest ice stage.
Very tricky as well because we haven't got much studs left on the tyres now. But remembered for a long time. Brilliant.
1, go.
Okay, here we are on an actual stage. Kev, just talk us through what's happening here.
Well, the nice thing, towards the end of the 3-day driving course, we've a little bit more faith in the drivers, and we've actually allowed them to go and compete on a closed forest track, covered in ice and snow, as we can see there. Super demanding conditions this. It's not easy for any drivers because they haven't got full competition studs.
Yeah, here he is going down the track. Who are we riding with here?
This is Alex. You see there, going wide onto the softer snow, and to be honest, the grip levels are very low at that point. Alex did ever so well to keep the car on the track.
Yes, indeed. For these guys, this is all very... Now we're switching to the more modern Peugeot.
Yeah, this is Simon Moore once again in his prize drive 206. Actually lent to him by a competitor. Miles Johnson has loaned him his 206 Cup car. Passenger in the car there is Tom Curtis. Great that the friendly rivalry of the championship sees Tom and Simon, two great competitors, sharing the driving and learning together.
Yes, indeed. Kevin, are you going to repeat this exercise in 2006, start of the year? Oh, another big moment.
I'd love to. I mean, this is something that we want to have on an annual basis. A great opportunity for the drivers of any age, any experience. Here we're on board with our Scottish driver, Fraser Jones, having a bit of a problem there. And a full 360.
Yes, he's got to sort that out, but he's learning all the time, of course. And they do have quite a bit of snow up in Scotland for rallies, so valuable experience for him.
Undoubtedly. The thing I remember about this experience is that Fraser, and along with his co-driver, never said a word, kept very quiet for the in-car camera. They didn't think this would end up on TV.
Well, it did, and there's Fraser making a mistake. Of course, also coming out of that, it cost 205 Championship. Very talented driver in Robbie Dale. But here, Pat marshalling the troops again.
Yeah, myself and Pat had a little secret coming up for the guys. We ended up waking them up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Not appreciated by everybody, but when they knew what we had in store, ice driving in the dark, an unbelievable experience for the guys. Really topped off a superb trip. I can't describe how fantastic this actually is. I remember doing it myself almost 20 years ago, driving at night on that sort of surface with full headlights ablaze and spotlights. Unbelievable experience for anybody.
Yeah, some great onboard shots here of that experience. Now, once in a while we